Conquering Mountain Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with another episode of Free Pattern Friday! Yay! And this one I'm calling Golden Hour. Now, this block has been called so many different things over the years. So, I mean, it's one of the things that the pet peeves that the beginners always have a problem with, but this one is so fast and so fun and just very, very simple. You've got some really cool units in here, and we're going to tackle them one at a time. But first, let's do our shout outs. Our shout outs here are Jamie and Leslie at Out of Hand Quilting in Calgary, Alberta. Yay! Another Canadian. Yes. Okay. So these guys have got a YouTube channel and their quilt shop, and they're fun. They're just so much fun. You guys got to go check them out. Also, we have Julia at the Red Rain Boots, handmade. And both of these guys are very creative, very talented. You check them out and give them some words of love and encouragement. If you like what you see there, please tell them that Brenda from Conquering Mountain Scrapmore sent you. Now, the Twinkle Twinkle So Long, by the time these air, will be on its way. And the next one after Twinkle Twinkle is going to be Happy Scrappy Overflow. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And then the purple and white quilt that's usually behind me, that everybody's asking about, that's Disappearing Pinwheel. And that's going to be right after Happy Scrappy Overflow. So stay tuned, it's coming. This one is called Barn Swallows, and this one was fun, fast, quick, and easy, and it just chewed through a lot of scraps. Our Zoom Sew dates are the first Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'm in Alberta, Canada, too, right? So, yeah, come join us. It's a free, fun sew day where we just hang out and sew. Now, if you haven't got anything to sew that day and you want to bring your knitting, bring it. We're inclusive group, not exclusive. So, also, making comments, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. Hype is a new thing, and hitting the bell. You're not missing content, and you're then driving our analytics so we can push, we can get forward and show more quilters some fun free patterns that we're putting out every week. My husband and I are just having a blast, by the way, doing these. We're having a lot of fun. We also have a Facebook group that's, they have a virtual sewing room for the Facebook group under Discord. And that's fun. Discord is a gamer app, but it works perfect for sewing. And we gather in there pretty much daily, and we have a good time. It's always a lot of fun. And there's also fun community chats and fabric exchanges by country to keep postal costs down. The admin said, please answer the questions, agree to the rules, otherwise I can't let you into the group. That's, we're trying to keep that group just for quilters and people that are interested in using up their scraps. Also, I speak for free to quilting guilds, to quilting and quilting groups. We have a lot of fun ideas for those, and we come with gifts. And if you want to get a hold of me for a free speaking engagement, my email address is under the About tab, but I'm faster at answering a Facebook message. So either way, you can you can get a hold of me either way. Also, shout outs. Please keep sending me your shout outs. You won't believe how many amazing shout outs I get from my viewers, and they watch other channels and they send those shout outs to me, and I just like, oh wow, yeah, I haven't heard of that guy, and I hit my subscribe button for them as well. So this is something that we're asking for. You guys continue to do that. Again, email them to me. It's under the About tab, or you can message me through the Facebook group. We just have a blast giving out these shout outs. Also, I'm involved in 2 collaborations this spring, summer, fall. One is the Quilters Challenge, and we're having so much fun coming up with stuff to challenge each other with. I'm working with Future Cat from out of New Zealand, Kelly from Kelly's Quilt Plus, Sam Alberts, Sewing with Debbie, Michelle from Bits and Pieces, and myself, and Kelly from Silly Moon Quilting. So we're just having a blast in there, doing all sorts of fun stuff. And I'm very anxious because we're challenging each other, but also our viewers. So we're kind of I'm anxious to see what comes out of some of these challenges, because they're very much open to interpretation. The other one, the collaboration I'm into, is Back to Basics. Now that's being ran by, handmade by Ying with Donna, and Donna has assembled a team of people that are going to give basic rules and guidelines for beginners, but also it's great for people that have been quilting for a while. They've picked up a lot of bad habits. So that's going to be a fun one to join as well. Anyways, I think that's it. That's all the stuff we've got to talk about. You got to check out the show notes or the description box to get all your cutting instructions. So, come on in. Let's get to the sewing of Golden Hour. Okay, we're at the sewing machine. Now there's really no hard bits in here, but we're gonna start with the smallest bits. How's that for a change? We'll start with these ones, making that dove in the window. You know, everybody kind of sees this block a little bit different, but yeah, this is kind of just a cutie patootie block. There we go. And what you're doing when you're lining these up, you're lining along this edge and you're sewing here, right? So that makes it all easier. I even have leader enders here today. Yay! Guess which color I'm working on next in my Crumb Carnage. And if you guessed pink, you're right. Okay, so here we go. Another one. Oops. Just take a second. It's a thread off. Okay. Now, we're going to just cut these apart and flip them. So we're going to flip them all the same way. We're just going to turn them over. Then flip into the dark. This is the medium gold, right? So there we go. And we're just going to motor along just like this. Now don't pull on these edges too much, because they're kind of, they're a little fragile sometimes. There. Really? Okay. Okay, now what we're going to do is we want to make a half square triangle. So in order to make this half square triangle, nope, that's not going to work. What does it work? It goes like that. That's right. So this is how this is going to go. Oops, let's get all that out of the way. So you want to make sure you get that one dog ear off. There we go. By where it's sewn. And turn it over like that. There. There we go. Just line it up and sew it down. There. Get another one. Turn it over. There. And just maneuver it until that works out, it lines up perfectly. Don't be, this is not the time to be lazy. Oh, it's only a thread on. No, you need to kind of line it up. You need to line it up. Okay, so there we go, just like that. I'll laugh if I've sewn all these wrong. Because basically I'm trying to mimic the next shape. Okay, let's get these three off. And what we're doing when we're chain piecing, we're going as far as we can. I'm just going to get that dog ear off because that's going to be annoying otherwise. And we're just going to get that all clipped in the right spot. Get that pushed over. So one you press in and the other one you press out, right? So this one we pressed into the dark, and here we're just going to press out because that lies flatter, and you're not fighting a bunch of bulk. Here, let's get this off. This dog ear has to come off. Okay. There, and we got one more in the works. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this just by grabbing all of that and lining this all up just like so. There we go. Just like that. There. Now, I'm going to show you this one before I sew the next one. How's that? I'm going to show this close up. Because I can see the point that I need to make, right? And let me just get a pencil. Where's a pencil? can never find a pencil in this house. Okay. For years I spent my life trying to put messages together with crayons. So I'm just going to draw over the thread lines right here so you can see them a little bit better. Okay, there. So see where that X is? Oh, come on, focus so people can see the X. Okay, so that X is there for a reason. Now, when you put your block down on top, you can see the X. If you sew it like this, you're not going to see anything. You're going to miss your point. But now you can steer your work around that X so you get a really crisp point with that square. And we're just going to be on this side of it. Just kissing it. And then you go through the rest. Now, I'm just going to look here. Did I make it? I don't know if I made it. It was maybe too close. See, so you end up with a point that looks like that. Right? So very, very sharp point. You want very sharp points on this block. And I'm just going to trim off the dog ears. And flip this over to the yellow. Okay, let's get the next one on. Again, you flip it over. And you're looking for where that X is. And you get it all lined up in the middle, because these now match pretty good. They're really good matches. And now you want to stay on this side of that X, because that's important. And then I want to cut off your point. And again, okay, line it up. Oops. There we go. Oops, there we go. Come on. A little bit forward. There we go. And you just want to stay. Okay. Here we go. Now. There. Move that out. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. There. So that's what your points will look like when you can see them and you hit them, right? If you can't see them, you don't hit them. It's not a happy place. I need to cut off dog ears. I need to cut my dog ears. Now, I'm going to explain something else to you here. I have black thread in my bobbin. And now, there's a couple of reasons why I have black thread. I'm dealing with a very large donation of thread. And if I shorten my stitch length, I don't have a problem with using dark thread. That's what some people don't understand, right? Is I can use dark thread if I choose. And I just shorten my stitch length and nobody's going to see it. Right? Nobody sees it. Now these half square triangles, they all go together the same way. Well, I'll just get this off. Yeah, shorten your stitch length. Actually, the reality is too, people don't get this. If your thread value matches the colors value, the value of the blocks that you're sewing, you don't have a problem, right? It's, you know, everybody's kind of got this idea that, oh no, if you're sewing yellow, you have to sew with yellow thread, or if you're sewing that, no. There's people that the only thing they buy is white, black, maybe bone, or cream ivy, something like that. And they will occasionally buy grays, a warm gray, a medium gray, and a cool medium gray. That's it. That's all the thread they have. There's all those colors. So, you know, everybody's got their own idea about what should happen here, but, you know, but yeah, it's depending if you're using something that's a little bit crazy with your value, then you just, you know, then you can just take it from there, whatever value you're dealing with. Now I'm dealing with yellow and whites, so I should be called, you know, not using black, but because I've shortened my stitch length, nobody's gonna see it. Nobody's gonna see this. I'm using good quality cotton, so it's not sheer. None of it's sheer. So yeah, that's going to work for me. It's going to work out for my advantage. I'm just going to press these all the same way. And then spin one and get this nested nice and neat. And then we're going to get our quarter square triangle. Okay, there we go. Get another two. Here. There we go. Nest them up nice and neat. Yeah. That's what people forget, is that there's people in the world and they do lots of sewing and that's all they buy is white, grays, and black. That's it, you know. Because I think about it this way. If you were short thread and the only thread you have is black and you have to hem navy pants or dark chocolate brown pants, are you really going to see the black? Probably not. And that's what people forget. You know, little specks of this and that that come up. Yeah, most people won't notice it. And the same goes with quilting. As long as all your fabrics are really sturdy and, you know, heavy, good quality cotton, right? Then you don't have a problem. I know that sounds very strange, but it's true. But let's say you want to use green thread because that's all you have, but you're sewing nothing but blues. If the green thread, the value of the green thread is similar to the value of the blue, you won't see it. Right? Okay. Okay, now let's get these off. And wow, is there a lot of dog ears. So let's just clip the dog ears before we do anything else. And we're just moving through the dog ears really quick, like there. This is such, when you lay this out with your colors a certain way, this just is gorgeous block. Like, but you could play around with your dark tones, your lights. This is like light, medium, and dark that you're playing with. The darkest being in the middle. So most people, their stash is overwhelmed with mediums, their fabric stash, or their scraps are mediums, because they can do the value of lights and darks really quickly, and that's the stuff they use first, right? Because you have the biggest contrast, and then they're left with mediums, and it's like, oh no, well, you can play around with this one and make it all out of mediums if you want. Just a sec, let's get all of this out of the way. Now, I'm going to take this, I'm going to partially open it, and you got this seam and that seam. This seam's going this way, this seam's going that way. When you pop this open, the other two seams will also spin clockwise. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice thing to know? That happens. And this then is lovely flat, just stellar. It's just stellar. Okay, again, these two are already spinning clockwise. This is the seam you just did. And when you pop that open, all of it spins clockwise. Such a nice way to get a nice flat block. Okay, and last up, you just pop it open and it all comes undone. And another advantage too of having a bobbin one color and the top a different color is if you're having tension issues, you know where the issue now is coming from, right? Because you can, oh, this is happening, or oh, that's happening. Now you know, right? And you don't have to sit there and struggle with stuff trying to figure out what you've done. And we'll just get a leader ender in here so you get this last piece off. There. Yes, pink will be next. I wonder what I will make with pink. Okay. There. There we go. And pop it open. spin this circle flat, get these all nice and flat, and there you go. There's the block. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to web this in a block, and we line it up. We take our time lining it up. Oops, line this up here. And the reason this creates such an unusual shape, it's all the same color, right? That's where we've excelled, is we had a bunch of this little stuff all over. Now, yes, I know I could have used the, 2 at a time half square triangle method, but your pieces have to be the right size, right? I mean, if you don't have enough size of this stuff, yeah, you're not going to have anything to do with this. You can't do it. Sometimes my cutting instructions are based on the scraps I'm dealing with, right? And here we go. Let's get another 2 little pink pieces, move them out of the works. There we go. There. Okay, pull all that back. Get this opened, and that goes here. Such cute little blocks. There. There we go. There. Okay. Point against that gold color. And last one. And now, oops, now we start going the other way. And there we go. Get another 2 of these. Oops, here. Okay, now this, we just take another quick look, make sure it's all in the right place. I didn't mix something up or upside down, or because that has happened too. Webbing is a great way of keeping your blocks the right way. There I go. I'll get this little pink thing off. And while I got the scissors in my hand, I'm going to cut these 2 threads so I can get in there and really nest this. Because I think nesting this is a really good idea. That way it gives us some more sharp points to worry about, or to get. There we go. And I'm pushing that solid square in on itself. So hopefully that'll help with our points. There we go. And last of all, get this. Perfect. Okay, this peach on this pink. There we go. Start another line there. We're almost there, guys. Just one long seam. There. Come on, line up. There we go. Sometimes you gotta talk to it. Sometimes you have to like hold it in the right spot. Move your tongue in your mouth the right way, and then all of a sudden everything just falls together, right? I know that's kind of a silly thing to say, but sometimes you just gotta rely on luck. You know? Now, as you're coming up to these ones here, you do have a point you don't want to cut off as well, right? So you try your best to make sure that you've got that all lined up the best you can, and just try your best. Don't get frantic if you've missed the point. You know, if it's a needle less than a needle width, you know, like a pin width that you've cut off your point, I leave it. Nobody's gonna see it. There we go. And I gotta find another leader ender. Here we go. There, nice. Just a cutie, just a little cutie patootie. Here, there. Okay. All right. So now this looks like a disaster in the back. Well, if I push this like this, basically I'm popping open these seams as well, I'm going to get a very flat block, and there's not too much bulk here, right? That will help, right? So I'm just going to turn this, get that, and get that. That goes, they spin the other opposite way. And you can get really flat blocks this way. Now, I am going to take a clapper to this block just because I have one. And I want it just really flat. If I end up putting it into an orphan block, I still want it to look cute, you know? So, anyway, so there we go. That's kind of where we're at. We swirl our seams open when we can. I am swirling this open so it does lie flatter right here. But, you know, it's kind of like the path of least resistance for everything else, you know. And it is. Like this one goes towards the dove in the window and this one goes away. So it's kind of like, you know, give and take. It is what it is. So anyways, let's get this ironed up really good and we'll get to our big ta-da moment. So here's our big ta-da moment for golden hour. So cute, so lovely, and just, you know, it makes this kind of a crown effect on the sides when you use the same fabrics together here. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. This would be so awesome scrappy. Don't forget that you can play with any of these blocks that I'm showing you with just scrappy, totally scrappy. Like each crown could be a different color. You know, the low volumes could all be different low volumes. You know, as long as you have good contrast, you're good. You can play with, other than the same color of dark, medium, light, you can play with dark blue, you know, medium greens, light purple, whatever you want. Whatever you want to do, right? You can play with just warm tones or cool tones. It works great. Anyways, I do hope you give this one a try. It was actually a lot easier. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. It's just kind of a little fiddly with some of the squares, but they come together beautifully. So, anyways, I hope everything in your life is going great and your quarter inch is right on the money and you win Bob and Chicken this week. Okay, you guys stay well and take care until we see each other again. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life and, you know, your quarter inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.